beef. It's what's for dinner, right? You know one thing. You know what I hate is when like verily I say to you, don't be like the heathen and the hypocrite do. So they get their rewards from men. When you pray in private. Because every time people talk in public, it's like, we just want fair competition of the beef. If you eat the beef in Mexico during the World Cup, you might fail your drug test. Okay, what does that tell us? That most of the main owners of FIFA sure the fuck ain't in Mexico, right? Yeah, okay. They didn't say that in Canada or the United States, right? The first level and second level countries, but the third world country, don't eat their food. You might fail your drug test. Why? Because. But don't they produce most of the illegal drugs in the third world countries and not the first and second world countries? I don't understand. We'll see in a third world country, you produce drugs to kill the people in the first and second world countries that are killing your people with military economic competition. And then when they start shuffling the food around because people have to eat and poor people vote, then you get fair or unfair economic competition according to the dumbass who thinks he owns the cow. Okay, and isn't the cow God in India? If you're really stupid, yes, it is. Okay, but if you're not really stupid, you sit there and you say, I believe in the faith of the Krishna. I just don't believe in the assholes that mass murder us over money that say that they're Hindus. So, how do you be a Hindu and believe? Easy. You believe in the Krishna and you believe in his faith and you meditate and you connect to him and then you explain to people what he's like. And if they don't believe you, well then, they ask for money for the beef. Or they worship the cow as a god, right? And then eat beef in America and tell jokes about it on the Big Bang Theory. And then his sister's a lawyer and she'll get him off. But, or get his roommate off. Yeah, that's probably it too. Yeah, but then get caught online doing it with her parents. Yeah, and then she does it with her ex-boyfriend in India, right? And then they break up and he ends up marrying the hot blonde anyway and ends up being John Nash, the applied physicist. Right. Okay, do you understand? No? Okay, I'll explain it to you later. Assholes, competition. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. I just want to win. I got to be the best. I want to be the best person I can be every day. Forgive debt and trespass and love one another in eternal, faithful peace. Well, that pretty much encompasses all that right there. There's no winner and or loser. Eternal, faithful peace means that's the best person you can possibly be. Wow, why don't they teach that at Harvard Law School there? Son of a biscuit eater, we still have a Supreme Court. Oh, what are we going to do? I don't know. Justice Ginsburg, boy, she was a fucking genius. That woman was horrid. Dude, you don't ever want to talk to her in prayer. She was one of the bitch. She was like that crazy Jewish lady in Sierra Vista. The more I talk to you, the more you sound like Satan. How dare you compare yourself to our David, our Moses, and our Abraham? Well, actually, it was Jack, Bobby, and Malcolm. I understand Jack and Bobby and Martin. Sorry for Martin and Malcolm. I understand Jack and Bobby and Martin, but Malcolm, oh my God, he was a terrible person. He was a bigot. He was a racist, and he was racist. El Haj Malik El Shabazz was racist. Okay. A mulatto man with red hair, abused by blacks and both whites, wasn't even accepted by the blacks because they felt inferior to him because he was intellectually superior to them and the competition, right? And you're saying this man was a racist because he had to be better than everybody else on both sides to survive their hell of competition, because none of them wanted to forgive debt and trespass and love one another, eternal, faithful peace. Right, Louis Farrakhan? Dumbass. Why didn't you ever mention this in one of your... Hey, I tell you, when you pray, pray in private. Don't do it in public like the hypocrite and the heathen do. Right? And you think Louis Farrakhan would sit there and say, yeah, I betrayed Malcolm because I was jealous of him, but I'm light-skinned and got wavy hair, so I wanted to be the light-skinned brother that was the wise older brother that my older brother. So you talked all the jealous motherfuckers into killing him, right? So how are you going to not go to hell when you die? Is he dead yet? Is that old crazy-ass mean motherfucker dead yet? He is a trifling-ass motherfucker. He will sit there. He's like Don King on crack. Let's get these two niggas fighting over here, then I'll pay everybody play admission. What if it's two white guys? It's still two niggas. I can talk two niggas, any two niggas. What two niggas? They can be from India. They can be from Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Wakistan, Chikistan, Bukistan, Jigistan. Any place that people pay money to watch two crazy motherfuckers I can talk into fighting over what they think, I will make lots of money off of it. My name is Louis Farrakhan, and I support this message. I'm a Muslim. He's a Muslim. He can make a lot of money off of killing people and then selling the petroleum products. Yeah, he's a Muslim. Yeah, he's with the Saudi royal family right up there. We're Muslims. Yeah, we believe you. Just like all the Christians in the United States that are mass murdering the Muslims for petroleum products to sell pornography on the cell phones. Muslims and Christians. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Shark bait, hoo-ha. Okay, yeah, we believe you. Okay. Competition. We just want to sell the best beef possible. Okay, we don't want you to fail your drug test because we want you to play professional sports. Right. No, you don't. I had my genitalia cut off, and the only place I could play professional sports is WNBA, but you won't let me play there. Well, why did you cut your genitalia off? Because I can't play in the NBA because I'm not good enough. I was just changing the competition. Damn. What about forgive debt and trespass, love one another? Shut up! Okay, god dang, I get that from everybody. Okay? You're not God. Never said I was. Said I was the eternal spirit of the Father. Eternal. I'm eternally better than you. Infinitely better than me. Let's not try to play God with this. Okay. Infinitely better. Look. Eternally better. There was a girl, there was a boy. If they had met, they would have shared life of joy. But there was up in the moon, the twilight side of the hill. Okay, let's it's immortal. You're not immortal. Just because your brain activity can transcend your physical existence does not make, is that what we call immortal? No, that's invention. You don't sit there and say, I've trapped the soul in a metal box and now I'm immortal. Let's blow up the planet. Okay, what happened? I don't think I'm immortal anymore. I don't think my robot is thinking. It didn't survive the... Oh, what's happening? Supernova. Hey, there's no time in that black hole. Come on. Neil deGrasse Tyson will show you. He's the soul. He's the soul. He's the soul. So there's no God because he's the soul. But there's no time for him in the black hole. No time left for you on my way to better things. Then what happens? Well, then over time, this thing called the planet forms. And this rock is called the moon. There's the atmosphere, stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you get these little critters walking around, stuff like that. Some of them have this stuff they do, and they call it making love. They have babies, and the babies poo-poo and pee a lot and cry. But it's hard sometimes to feel like they love you because the world is a miserable place because of economic competition. Damn those humans and their inventions, those magnificent men and their flying machines and their racetracks and their brothels. What about the women? The women are the neck of the head. Just so happens that the man is meaner and more aggressive and more sexually violent over years. So women become more evil than the men because they have to survive having sex with the men. Why? Because they were built to do that. Well, didn't you learn that from the Exciters? I know something about love. Did we invent that word or did we really understand and mean it? I think Jesus really understands and mean it because forgive debt and trespass and love one, eternal faithful peace. That works out perfect, and that gets me so excited and not complicated. You gotta want it bad. If that guy's got into your blood, go out and get him. If you want her to, yeah, the very part of you that makes you want to bleed. Tell her that you're always gonna need her. Tell her that you're never gonna leave her. Tell her right now. Boop. Boop, I'm eternally better than you. Infinitely, let's not involve God in your ego problems and your brain and your penis problems. Hey, Great Wall of China. Hey, pyramids of Giza. Hey, Washington Monument. Hey, it was built on a swamp. It was foolish to build it on the swamp. Babylon is falling. Right? This isn't a race thing. I'm white. And the guys from Still Pulse, Still Alive, still don't believe in you. That's not my fault. It's their money fault. They got more money than I do. They got no idea what's whack and what's dope. They don't know how to forgive dead and trespass, love one eternal faithful peace. They don't know the real Haile Selassie. They know the CIA Haile Selassie. You know, from the books. Oh! Pray connect, like I tried to explain to that young. Everybody says pray connect. Okay, what kind of Muslim are you? What country is this kid from? How much has he been abused by a group called Hamas? Isn't that like a dip thing made out of garbanzo beans or something? I think so. Hamas, yeah. I'd like some more hummus. No, I don't want more hummus. I like garbanzo beans and I like hummus, but not your kind of hummus. You kill people over money. I've never seen a garbanzo bean kill people over money. I once saw a man eating banana, but that was on Danger Mouse, which is a cartoon, and that doesn't really exist. It was just somebody's imagination, probably to sell hummus, so they could eat it on crackers with garbanzo beans crushed up. Okay, so what are you saying again? I don't know, but someone saw a man eating cabbage. I don't like cabbage, so I don't see people eating it very much, but I have seen people eating bananas, but not just men, children, women, so forth. Eating bananas, yes, but I've never seen a banana eat them. Only on a cartoon called Danger Mouse with his sidekick called Pinfold, yeah. Me and Bob always laughed at that. Have you ever seen a man eating banana? No, but I once saw a man eating cabbage. Okay, it's funny. It's British humor. Oh, get over it. Okay, so Earl's tired. I'm very tired, man. Yeah, exhaustion and dehydration. It's cancer. It's chemical poisoning and stress. Okay, the cancer cells humanely shut you down because of chemical poisoning and stress. Cancer, she was working till the day she died. Well, she should have done. She probably should have taken some time off, got away from chemical poisoning and undue, irrational, aggressive, violent, economic manipulation, stress. You'll live longer. Well, if you got the money, don't stay in the hellhole doing the performance and fucking and fighting over the money. Get out of the hellhole. Go to the Hamptons. Do like the Kardashians go. Let's go on a retreat to a rich spot where all the rich people go. We're feeling bad and we're feeling tired and under the weather and sick, and let's go somewhere. And that's what they do. It's survival instincts. They're women. Everybody, oh, those bitchy. Yeah, they are bitchy because you gave them money and you won't give them a real messiah named Ralph Earl Parsons Junior, who's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, he's the most gorgeous man, especially. I can't stop going back and watching those videos he made sitting on that toilet with the computer sitting on the hamper outside of Fort Huachuca. He's so cute and he's so charming. And, oh my gosh, and I look at him and I think, why did I let that happen? I should have ran to his side back then. I know I'm younger than he was still. And in this life, I always will be. But I'm left in the cold. No one to turn to. And no one, am I unwise to open up your eyes? I like the Bee Gees too. To love me. Run to me whenever. That's one of my favorites. You like that song? I like that too. Well, see, I had never heard those songs before. They didn't play them much on the radio because this is New Mexico and they play lowrider music, and the Bee Gees weren't lowrider music, right? But my brother-in-law, Jerry, had an album of them, the Bee Gees. That was Primero. What's the name of that? Saturday Night Fever. Okay. And we like the Saturday Night Fever songs. And Jerry said, no, their pre-disco stuff is better. What you talking about, Jerry? Their pre-disco stuff. They have songs better than Saturday Night Fever, More Than a Woman. No, they didn't sing More Than a Woman on Saturday Night Fever. Tavares did. So How Deep Is Your Love, Night Fever, and and all that, and Staying Alive. Yeah, they got better songs. So he brought this album over and he played it, and I'm like, oh wow. There's a light, certain kind of light that never shines on me. I want my life to be lived with you, right? There's a way, everybody says, do each and every little thing. Like, oh, this song is better than the Saturday Night Fever songs. Yeah. What about How Deep Is Your Love? Well, that's a really good song, but yeah, okay. But then he's, well, it's a really good song, but then listen to this one. So I was like, okay. So he played another one, and I was like, that's really good too. You think that I don't even mean a single word I say. It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away. Right, and so he played all these, and I was like, I hadn't heard these before. They didn't play them on the radio station that much. We had, it was an R&B driven society of Mexicanos that listened to Bopado and Boogum now, baby. And they weren't that big in the Bee Gees, not a big brass section. I get it. Okay. So, and what about the Beatles and McCarthy? Well, yeah, they eventually started shoving all that stuff down our throat. You had to accept it because the advertisers said so, right? But at first, no. It was a Latin community, and they were into a horn section, and they liked Chicago, and we liked Tower of Power and the Earth, Wind and Fire, and but they forced certain music down our throat. That was on all the stations that you had to listen to, like my mom. Goddamn fucking Phoenix, everything's fucking Phil Collins and fucking Neil Diamond. Not everybody likes fucking Neil Diamond and Phil fucking Collins. Somebody wants to hear the Stylistics now and then. Okay. That was mom's biggest complaint. Okay. Goddamn fucking nobody, not everybody fucking likes fucking, what was the name of that group again? Fleetwood and fucking Mac. They cheat. Goddamn, I know more people like the Stylistics. Mom's favorite was the Stylistics. Okay. That's why she'd cuss. Okay. Stylistics and Gladys Knight and the Pips and stuff. And why do they have it all in those stupid categories? Everybody, I don't believe these charts, and I think more people try to listen to these things. And she just got mad and thought that they rigged the elections. And she was always pissed. And I was like, Mom, why do you even watch these if you know it's going to turn out this way? I like the Stylistics too, Mother. Okay. Goddamn fucking shitty fucking cheaters. Goddamn, holding good about time that Joe Green punched him in the gut. He's been holding him all fucking game. She did the same thing when she watched Ross Purity try to sock, was it Jeff Van Raphorst, I think? I can't remember. Okay. At our only game at Sun Devil Stadium, she cussed the whole game like a fucking sailor. Okay. It was UTEP from the WAC versus the Pac-10. Were they the Pac-12 then? No, they were Pac-10. This was pre-Mero, Utah, and Colorado. Right? It's a Pac-10. Old Frank Kush. We don't need the Pac-8. The Pac-8 needs us. We're already dominant and making lots of money and filling the stadium and and have a huge rivalry and everything. Okay. So Frank Kush said that. He said, they're courting us. We're not courting them. We're making plenty of money, and we're dominating our conference. So they need us more than we need them, is what Frank Kush said about the Pac-8, the Conference of Champions, right? Yeah, he was like, we don't need them. They need us. Okay. That's why they're coming after us. Okay. And then, if we slide down the pack in their conference, we won't recruit and say, hey, we sell out the stadium, get you out of the ghetto here and get you to Tempe, where all the kids that are jealous of you ain't trying to shoot you in your local neighborhood and stuff. And back then they could cheat, so they could move their mom out and their cousin and their sister and their girlfriend and stuff, So yeah, that was back in the days when they were dumb. They aren't dumb anymore. Now they've got name, image, and likeness in, so that's what they used to do. And it made them all mad, and stuff. And we'll make them play by the rules, and we'll do this. Because they used to do that with New Mexico State, too. Stuff. If they had any kind of problems and stuff, it's like, well, we'll get your dad a job turning on the sprinklers, and then and get them out of the ghetto. And that was, how do you blame, all those black athletes coming to the American Southwest because they wanted to win and fill the sports stadium, when they'd bring their whole family with them to these communities, and they could get out of Compton and Watts and shit like that. Do you blame them? Yeah. Do you blame, do you blame them? You can be murdered going to school in East St. Louis, or you could come get a job in a nicer area near here. Yeah, there's some problems and all that stuff, but hey, don't mess with them. They're the sheriff's deputy department and the police department knows that that kid is, you know. I'll get you tickets to the Notre Dame game. I just bribed a public official. Why do they call you BJ? Lost is a child's first thought, right? I must have arms to hold me. Okay. Lawrence Phillips. Who's that? He used to play for the Rams. Who did he play for the Rams? The Nebraska Cornhuskers. Lawrence Phillips. Yeah. A man that will live in infamy, right? So that was when the wheels started cutting on and off. I don't know. It's a Watergate Waterloo thing. I have no clue. I don't know how to pay off the press. I don't know how to own the press. I was watching One Adam 12 the other day. And the British guy gets caught, and he goes, a fox among jackals, and stuff. And he goes, okay, so you caught me. I already know. And he explains to him he knows his rights, and he doesn't need to hear it and all that stuff. He goes, I suppose you're going to want to open the thing. And he goes, no, I know you don't need a warrant because of this and that, so go ahead. And then he explains to him what he was doing, that he was writing out his own things for the racetracks and stuff like that. And then Pete goes, why don't you just do it that way? And he goes, what? Get paid minimum wage for this genius idea when I can make it all and then get out and go to the next racetrack till somebody catches me doing it and then launder all the funds and then when get out of jail, they're in a Swiss bank account, right? He's British, right? He didn't say all this, but you're sitting there going, okay, I get it. Like I explained to Wayne Kendall, about being the baddest ass drug dealer in North Phoenix at Deer Valley High School. So, oh, okay, I get it. So I'm doing this and that. I'm selling to my best friend and my own sister to throw the cops off because everybody knows, hey, Mr. Drug Man, if you put my sister dies from your drug, I'm putting in your ass a 46 slug. So everybody knows that I am the smartest, creepiest, meanest James Spader, less than zero, pimping Bob out to have sex with the people I sell to that are my suppliers and also my financial advisors that have, and I explained it to him as like, yeah. And he's like, you are the more devious than I thought. I'm being sarcastic. Cummins is putting Ajax and powdered sugar up his nose at the same time to try to get the same rush that he gets from my cocaine. That's how bad my cocaine is. But people still buy it because these white kids are stupid. You're funny. And then Bob's mom didn't help any, no. Because she told him about himself and she cussed him out and she laughed in his face. Basically, I did it more politely. She didn't. It's Bob's mom. She'd have thrown a steak knife and a beer stein at him. She could have gotten away with it. Yeah. Like she got away with the cockatoos, but they still went back and got 2 same-sex cockatoos the second time. I didn't go because if they got caught, they would have blamed the Mexican, right? But I'm not Mexican. I know I'm lying to immigration. But it was funny. But yeah, that was my life in Phoenix. It was hilarious after I moved from Cruces and all the bigotry. And it was worse because they were stupider in Phoenix. They watch too much TV and they think they know everything. Yeah, like old Whitey Kaufman, Goddamn NBA is the worst thing that ever happened. These kids watch the NBA and they think they can do that. And then Zeke Williams in his 56-inch vertical sends, out jumps Paco Larson and sends Ricky Puentes's jump shot from the corner by into the cheap seats, and it was not goaltending. No. So Ricky will tell you that too. No. He caught it right in the center of the backboard, guys. It was, when Zeke blocked it, it was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful block shots. He timed it perfectly. It wasn't goaltending. It wasn't on its way down. That's how high Zeke could jump. Okay. It was gorgeous. The guy called goaltending is like, even if it was, why'd you call it? No, he was smart. Zeke knew. Okay. If I catch it, I got to catch it at his apex. So he took 2 steps across and he jumped up in the air And the guy, Wiki was shooting, in the 3 point corner, corner three thing, and he caught it and he blocked it at its apex. It was gorgeous, and the refs gave Ricky the basket, and Ricky just was shaking his head and going, "Did you see that?" He was so cool about it. Ricky wasn't like, he was just shaking his head going, and Ricky knew, we all knew it. He's like, he blocked that. That was not goaltending. He just got hometown. That's fucked up. Go Bel Air Highlanders. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, Zeke caught it. It was beautiful. It was one of the best blocks I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, camera one, camera two. And Ricky Prentice will tell you the same thing. Yeah, that was one of the best blocks I've ever seen. Kid was 6'2", 6'3". Okay. He was like a flying Jackson. He looked like Marlon Jackson over there with the big afro. One of the Globetrotters. Oh, he's flying. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. Yeah, it was one of the most beautiful athletic. It was like watching the Harold and Farrah do their thing and stuff like that. It was gorgeous. Yeah. For all those athletes and dancers out there, we were all like, "Oh, that was gorgeous, wasn't it? I can see you be the next pro. Seriously. I swear, by the moon and the stars up above." Yeah, it was gorgeous. Yeah, it was beautiful. Well, Zeke came from people that, I don't, guys, you do understand, like, a lot of people that end up being professional athletes get engaged in a lot of criminal activity. Nietzsche, yeah, rules are maybe, yeah, okay, because it comes from years and 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 years of aggressive, violent sex cult activity. Cossack, Vandal, Cossack, Mongol, right? Everybody was kung fu fighting. In fact, it was a little bit frightening, but they fought with expert timing. Okay. You had a choice: be George the deformed earth worker and get laughed at because you worked your ass off, and here comes Hopper and the grasshoppers and take away all your work, right? And then the hangerman isn't hanging, so they put you in the street and you go back. Jack, do it again. Reels turning round and round. Steely Dan, you're all sex toys. And if you're a good enough sex toy, you make lots of money selling it in every town. Hey, she's gorgeous. She's going to take all your investment firm money. Yeah, she's going to use a Beverly Johnson, Bill Cosby drug to get you at the bar with the Kiki Palmer there. Yeah, you want to see her naked. Yeah, I do. You could be the nicest guy in the world. And if they thought you were an investment banker and you say, okay, I'm an investment banker, I just want to see her naked, if only for one night, right? And then you get that, and then they get your card, and it's like, there's nothing on this guy's card. Damn, and they gave me a date rape drug, and I didn't even get to have sex with Kiki Palmer, and I'm not going to remember seeing her naked. Shit. Was she wearing cheetah panties when she ran across the parking lot thing there? Will Ferrell. Will, what was she wearing? Is that it? Was she just wearing a pair of cheetah panties? My Steffi used to have a pair of those a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We had no privacy because the Pentagon is a bunch of pussy-faced bastards that have no couth and no class. And they're cornering the market on the beef and the orange juice. Yeah. Okay, well, this sucks. I'm not feeling good, Lewis. You're not looking good, Billy Ray. No, I don't look that good. They have legalese to torture me. Yeah, and I keep telling them, you guys do know this. Okay. I really don't think the Chinese and the Japanese and the Indians care that much. Okay. If you take your living spirit of your living God, you've turned into an egomaniac who's trying to protect you all and protect all the innocent people in China, Japan, and India from being mass murdered by mad scientists that have bad science projects and are doing the time warp again and again and again. Oh, shit, it sucks. Yeah, I know. What are we going to do? I don't know. I think we're going to turn you into an organ and plug you into the basement of the Beast Mansion in France. And what? We're going to turn Bernadette Teeters into a Christmas ornament? Oh. Why wasn't Steve Martin in that movie? because they're not really a romantic item. They're just making money for people pretending to be something they're not over an invention to deny us faith in the truth of creation. Oh, shit. How do I corner the competition? I think you need to be Randolph or Mortimer and have to have a seat on Wall Street since it was its inception. Okay, what's an inception? When they're created. No, it's not created. It's invented. It's like team builder. You're building a team. You're not creating a team. It's building a team. Good call. Electronic Arts. Who are you trying to get killed by the technology? The people that get all the money. Okay. And then use the money to manipulate people to feel powerful? Right. Oh, Kim Paxton is dumb as a box of rocks. And so is Gabe Vasquez. And so is Jasmine Crockett. No, she got beat. Oh, she's going to become a lawyer. So what happens? She takes all the money she gets and she gives it to other people. She gives it to a man who's an investment firm called Fisher Investments, and they have all her money and manipulate people with money. And then she just uses the money she needs to live like Keanu Reeves. That's one way to avoid artificial general intelligence from killing you because you're the biggest threat to the ecosystem. But what about when they put you on a plane and have you go somewhere to promote the game of genocide through competition over money? And they fly you places you don't know. You think you own whatever land you land on. Don't you think that's going to target you just as much as it's going to target the banker, the investment banker, and the politician? Maybe you might want to take some time off. Hang out with Jelly Roll and Ariana Grande and, take off some weight, put on some weight depending on who you are. Yeah, because, healthy. No, Ariana does need to, she is physically too thin because she's frazzled and she's put out and she has stress and she has emotional issues and problems from body image abuse inflicted on her by people that are sick. And she needs time to get away from them and, get her Demi Lovato body thing on and say, what happens? Well, I got a little bit of a pooch here on the stomach, but I'm kind of enjoying that. Well, because I like ice cream and I want to eat ice cream without feeling guilty and burning in hell doing Catholic aerobics. Well, good for you, Ariana. I voted for you. Okay, there you go. Do you see what I'm saying? And Jelly Roll's like, well, if I eat too much, I can't enjoy the things I like to do in life, like find a hot girl and take her gray sweats off and stand behind her and say, this is really fun. I'd appreciate you for doing this for me, and I like it when you do this for me. And Vicky Valancourt is the best, and I am feeling very Bobby Boucher right now. This one, even if it only 13 minutes max, okay. But if you get a girl who knows what she's doing, you could go anywhere from 5 to 7 there. Mrs. Johnson, on Friday, right? So find them girls who know what they're doing. Older women, they really appreciate it, and they know how to hit the mountaintop real fast and make you enjoy it. And you're not too tired or worn out, and then you can lay there and go, that was fun. We're going to do that again. Yeah, I like you. Okay, do you understand? We're not pigs, we're men. Pigs? I don't think pigs have that enjoyable of a sex life. I don't know. I've never sat and filmed them and watched that much. You'll have to ask your local, Richard Dawkins scientist on that one. I'm more like Lord Saladin's family. Allah decides, let's go eat, right? I like this kid, man. I like Jelly Roll. He's funny. You're funnier than the writers on the Kimmel Show. I agree. I'm funnier when I talk to you in prayer than I talk for money on stage. I totally agree, dude. Thank you. I like Waylon Jennings too. I Leaving Town is one of the best. Yes, one of the best albums ever. I totally agree. And John Rodriguez. Yeah, Nobody's Kissing Ass. Those first 3 albums are as good as Zeke Williams blocking that shot in Wiki Printism, and that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Right? I love you guys. All right. Peace out. We'll talk later.